A hearing at the General Assembly next month will put a harsh spotlight on the Virginia Employment Commission. The VEC's performance during the pandemic has been described as a fiasco, as hundreds of thousands of desperate Virginians struggled to get their benefits. But even after a new administration put a new chief in charge nearly a year and a half ago, the abysmal results continue. Here to discuss what needs to be fixed at the VEC and how you can share your thoughts is Pat Levy-Lavelle with the Legal Aid Justice Center. Thank you so much for coming in, Pat.
Well, thanks for having me, Bill. Appreciate it.
All right, so tell us, this subcommittee, it's the Employment Insurance Subcommittee at the General Assembly. What are they trying to do with this hearing on June 7th?
Sure. So it's important to keep in mind that this subcommittee was created last year. Every single member of the General Assembly voted for it. The governor signed it into law, and it's got a critical role in monitoring how the VEC is doing and Virginia is doing with unemployment insurance. What they're looking at on June 7th exactly is to be determined, but it's crucial that the public and other folks who care pay attention to what they're looking at and speak out about the continuing challenges that folks are having with unemployment insurance.
Well, and I've mentioned, and regular viewers here will know that we've done a number of stories on the VEC, and last year I spoke with Commissioner Carrie Roth, who said she wanted to be best in class coming out of the dark period of the pandemic for the VEC. But even through the first quarter of this year, the Department of Labor, the U.S. Department of Labor, puts together statistics. We're still last or dead last in some key categories, like getting that first checkout or the time it takes to hear an appeals. Why are we still in that position? I mean, you as somebody who has sued the VEC, you know the inner workings more or less in as much as anybody can. Why are they still in that position?
That's a really good question, and we share, to be clear, we share the goal of being best in class, but when we're 50th or 51st or 52nd, or in some cases 53rd out of 53 jurisdictions, we know that there are many miles to go. And it's important to ask the tough questions about what steps the VEC is taking and what steps the VEC and Virginia are not taking to fix the problem. We think that, for example, the state should invest much more money in making sure that there's a substantial, resilient agency that can help claimants and employers in good times and bad, and that's obviously still a work in progress.
Well, and you had mentioned that if the state invests more in it, the state has more at stake, obviously, and more accountability, and would therefore perhaps lend even more oversight to this agency. Does it seem like they have enough people? Every single person that has contacted us, and you as an attorney in that class action lawsuit heard from thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people. We heard from hundreds, all of them saying, I can't get anybody at the VEC to talk to me, to explain what this means.
Yeah, I don't think, honestly, at any point during the pandemic, the VEC has had nearly enough staff. From the earliest days, it seemed like the Virginia Employment Commission was focused on trying to get through to the next day, which is understandable, but we're obviously 3 years later. The state could invest much more to get much more staffing in there. One of the critical departments that transfers people from regular benefits to pandemic unemployment assistance for those folks who qualify recently reduced its staff from 15 people to 3 people. And there's just not enough people to process those claims and get people where they need to be.
And especially when people are now getting clawback claims like, oh, we overpaid you X thousand amount, pay it back to us. So tell us, what is the website? So you have a really nice little setup on your page, the Legal Aid Justice Center. Tell us the address there that people can go to if they want to sign up right away or offer their comment.
That's right. So the website is www.justice4all.org/fixvec. This is a website where folks can go learn more about the current moment and ask the UI subcommittee to take action in monitoring the VEC and pushing Virginia to do better, because frankly, claimants are waiting too long for answers, for hearings, and for benefits to which they're entitled.
And the good news is I'm going to put all of that on our website on this story tonight. Pat Levy-Lavelle from the Legal Aid Justice Center, thank you so much for coming in. And again, the folks can look for all that information tonight on our website, WTVR.com.